Hey, welcome everybody to the Kelvis podcast. This episode we shooting right here. I'm in the kitchen doing a little cooking when I come home from work. I like to get in the kitchen, do a little cooking. As you see, I got some shrimp here. I got some green beans, just something simple, nothing complicated here. So I'm just gonna do a little cooking and just do a little talking to y'all out there. Hope y'all had a great day. Again, I always got to say this, I kind of skipped over it, but anything I say and do on my podcast is for entertainment purpose only. I'm not a financial advisor, counselor, any of those things. With that said, hey everybody, welcome. So, I got my little water here. I'm gonna put in my green beans. I'm gonna let those cook down for about 8 to 10 minutes before I put the shrimp on, because it don't take the shrimp that long to cook, okay? You know what I'm saying? So I got my little measuring thing here, I'm trying to be all professional, you know what I'm saying? But normally I just eyeball it, but for the podcast, I'm gonna go ahead and put this old bottle of water. I ain't wanna use no water out the sink. I wanna go ahead and use this old good water I got off of Amazon. So I'm gonna put a cup and a half of water in here. And I'm gonna put it on the stove and I'm gonna put it on low. Well, actually, I'm gonna put it on medium for about 8 minutes. All right, I'm gonna put it on kind of a little low cook here. Put a top on it. Top and put it in here. If I can find one, it's gonna be good enough for that. I'm gonna throw this one right here on here. A little heat in there. It'll serve its purpose. Put it on medium. So, something that a good friend of mine was talking to, a female friend of mine, and she was talking about she's going through a period of time of separation between her and her husband. And I would just like to say to you ladies out there, no matter what your relationship is, you're going through, if you got a man that's willing to support you, take care of his kids, and try to work through it, don't push him away. Don't push him away. Because unfortunately, the reality of it is that a lot of men out there that's going through divorces or separations or whatever, or even anything else, or just separated with your girlfriend or boyfriend, they're not willing to support you. They don't take care of their kids like they should, and there's no disrespect to anybody. I know there's all types of different situations out there, and I don't know them all. But for those that got a man, and regardless of y'all status, is still trying to support you and your kids and doing whatever they can for you, don't push them away. Because that type of guy is hard to find. Many guys are not going to stick around and they're not going to support you, especially if they're not getting anything in return. To me, the definition of unconditional love is this, and this took me a long time to learn this, so I didn't just magically, in my younger 20s, early 30s, figure this out. And this is just my personal opinion. Unconditional love to me, to Kelvis, when someone goes beyond the norm and don't want nothing from you. And ladies, this is for y'all. If a man say he love you unconditionally, sex, material things, and none of that matters. He does it out of the goodness of his heart. Pure. That's unconditional love. So when sex and material things are tied to it, that ain't unconditional love. Oh, well, I'm getting this good loving over here. She got a nice car. She got money in the bank. Or vice versa. If you're dealing with a man and he's, financing you and taking care of you and doing all these things and, in the intercourse and all that. See, all those things complicate things. But when you can do somebody out of just sure because you have a good heart and you don't want nothing in return, that's unconditional love. And a lot of people may not agree with me, and someone may. But to me, Kelvis, that's unconditional love. And so I think a lot of people need to realize that, because a lot of people got that confused. It's nothing wrong with, getting flowers and, candy and gifts and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong giving someone you love those things. Don't get me wrong, going shopping, going on trips, vacation. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with that. But when somebody truly loves you And the next point is a very important point to me. Let you get down sick and you can't provide that for them. You hear what I'm saying? Get down sick mentally or physically and you can't serve that man or that woman. Especially for you women. You can't serve that man. You can't give him that Victoria's Secret in the bedroom with the candles and bubble bath and all that goes with that, because mentally you're not there or physically you're not able. And see how long he stick around. Yeah, stick around, see how long he stick around. If that man can stick with you through that, then he's all right. But if that consistency of him calling you and hey babe, hey beautiful, you know, that morning text and evening text and midday text, the phone calls, the flowers and all that, get in a position where you can't do those things that you've been doing for him and see if those things continue. See if you still get those deep conversations, those text messages, those flowers, the door open and the nice going out eating meals and the nice hotel. Get down sick or mentally ain't able to continue to give that man what he wants. See how long he stick around. If he stick around, that's unconditional love in my opinion. But that's just my thought. But I'm gonna check on this old pot here we got here. It's kind of heating up. Like I said, we got some green beans in there. Now I got some I like this. It's the pink salt grinder. I'm gonna throw a little bit of that in there. And a lot of y'all that's on TikTok, y'all already know. Everybody got this old Tommy here. And I got some of this old Crocker Country Crock old butter right here. Right there in the old thing right there. I'm gonna throw a little bit of that in there with the shrimp and seasoning, and I'm gonna throw a little bit in there with the green beans too. So that's just me. It's just like how I like to do it. You know what I'm saying? Let's get good conversation. I wasn't listening to some old school music because I'm old school. I like the old school music, but we cut it off because, you know, we don't want them to tell us we owe them some money for playing their music, no royalties. So we cut that off. But I hope everybody again having a great day out there. I do appreciate everybody that supported me. I uploaded some new podcasts to my different website, my platforms. I'm getting a little bit of feedback, so please continue to support me. There's more to come. Well, you know, if you got a hot topic you want to talk about on the Kelvis podcast, hey, just put it in the comment, and we'll definitely get to it. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this other eye on low. Let it go ahead and warm up a little bit here. Now yesterday, I cooked chicken, potatoes with some Italian sausage in it. So what I did first was I came in, I washed my chicken, I cleaned everything very well. And what I did was I cooked it in some olive oil with some seasoning, just to cook it good enough to brown. And then I put it in the oven at about 275, and I cooked it for about 45 minutes. And let me tell you something, that chicken with that Italian sausage, my camera lady, she got time here. She got some of that good food yesterday, and the day prior to that, I cooked oxtail and stuff. So I've been doing some cooking. I've been in the kitchen doing my thing. Your boy been in doing his thing, and I thank God for being able to, do this, because I love cooking. I've been cooking for a long time. Now I just recently, in the last couple of years, started cooking full meals. Because normally I'm on the grill. I'm a grill guy. I don't normally cook all the sides and stuff like that. My old lady used to do all that stuff right there. So. But my mama raised me well, so I can do it. Don't get it twisted now. I can put a whole course meal together from dessert all the way down now. Don't get it twisted. Your boy can do it. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to see. Let me just step out here and let y'all see. You know what I'm saying? What I'm working with today. I got them all. Got the socks. You know what I'm saying? It's just a little something over blue today. This is what I wore to work. You know what I'm saying? I work for the old government. We casual dress. We try to make a little sharp. Now these are not Kohans. I actually got these off Amazon. I ain't paid with $30 for them. So while I'm letting this pot just heat up, just get a little heat to it. Check on these green beans over here. I'm gonna turn the heat up on them a little bit. I can smell them. I can definitely smell them. So I'm gonna use some tongs. You can use a spoon or whatever you want to, but I'm just gonna use these kind of make sure they get cooked down good. So they heating up pretty good. I'm gonna put a little seasoned salt in there than me. Now you can put the seasoned salt in the water, If that's your choice, you can already put your little seasoning in there, or you can put it in there while it's cooking. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put my seasoning in there while they're cooking. I'm gonna throw some of that old Tommy, a little bit of that sea salt on there, just to give a little, just a little bit, not to be too salty, because you don't want to put too much salt in there and be overpowering with a bunch of salt, and you don't want to eat it. So I'm just gonna hit it with just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but I'm definitely gonna put it on these shrimps, these Jimbo shrimps right here. Man, they look good. My sister, she hooked me up with these right here tonight. She wanted some shrimp, and she brought them in, you know, helped prep everything, and I'm thankful for her doing that. So, yes, sir, I'm ready to get down on it myself. So I'm done with this. I'm gonna throw this back in the drawer right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw a little bit of this sea salt on there. Like I said, you know, whatever you like. It's your, you know, whatever your flavor is. If you like to put some seasoning in your water earlier, I like to go ahead and just put a little bit in there. And because I'm gonna stir it up real good. Just kind of get it mixed around. I'm gonna throw a little bit more on there, just a little bit more, just to make sure it's got a good little flavor in there. I'm actually gonna go ahead and turn it down a little bit. I don't want it to cook too fast. I'm going to put some shrimps on a little bit. So they've been on here probably about 3 or 4 minutes. Usually they'll cook them about for anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes. Like I said, they were frozen. So took them out, let them sit out for a little while. So I'm gonna let this simmer for a little bit. Oh yeah, this is getting nice and hot. Because when I put my butter in there, I want to just go ahead and melt. And I want to go ahead and put my shrimp in there, because it's not going to take long to cook the shrimp. Just a couple minutes and the shrimp going to be ready in it. When they turn obviously orange, dark orange, they're good to go. So, but yeah, man, I'm telling you, relationships it's a different time out here now. When I was growing up and I started dating as a young man, you know, we didn't have all these social platforms that we have now. You know, you go to the mall. I'm from Facing, North Carolina, so I used to go to the closest mall would be Goldsboro. You know, you go to Goldsboro Mall, you know, you get your little fresh gear, you walk through the mall, you see a little lady that you want to holler at, she give you the eye, you go over there and talk to her and pass the number off to her. Or you will meet people at parties, you know. Like I said, down in the country we have barbecues, somebody having a barbecue, and you go there, you know, you're sitting around eating, sipping on a little something, and you know, you holler at somebody, or somebody show they got interest in you. So that's kind of my era where I came up there. You meet somebody at church. Hopefully there ain't no kin to you down where I'm from the country, because everybody kin somewhere down the line. But you know, it wasn't until I came in the military, and then I think with MySpace was the first little social platform that I can remember. It might have been something before that, but I don't remember. And, you know, you start having all these other dating sites, meeting people on. So yeah, the dynamics of meeting people at parties or malls and stuff like that. I mean, I know it still goes on, don't get me wrong, but you know, a lot of people, especially in this climate with the pandemic, you know, doing a whole lot of online dating and Zoom dating and stuff like that. And you know, people showed me they set up at different backgrounds a couple months back. Last year when the pandemic was really, you know, really bad, and we had to shut down, and people's, you know, oh, I'm gonna get on Zoom. They set up a little background. I remember Steve Hart talking about it on the radio show, telling, you know, people set up the backgrounds, set the mood, a park or a beach, and you know, and all that good stuff. And it's just amazing how, you know, you go from dating in a certain way into a new way of dating. I mean, things don't stay the same. Obviously, things change. But you know, I definitely myself always prefer the old-fashioned way. You know, I like to come up, introduce myself. You know what I'm saying? You know, I ain't got all those smooth lines, maybe like some of y'all out. But you know, I would introduce myself, say, hey, my name is Kelvis, and you know, and I don't know what I would say after that. It just depends on the vibe of the young lady I was trying to talk to. But and another thing, everybody ain't meant for you. And I had to learn that the hard way. Turn this down, it's starting a little hot there. I'm turning it down a little bit. Everybody ain't meant for you. So, and I used to be crushed when I meet a young lady and she had no interest in me. I'm like, man, I don't know what's going on. Why I'm not, you know, pulling this young lady? But I learned over time, everybody ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't feel your flavor. And gentleman suave southern style, you know, As everybody has their flavor of what they like when they dating somebody. So, you know, so if you out there and you still in the dating scene and you meet somebody and they don't have necessarily give you that vibe, or they don't seem like they like you the same way, it's all right, because you're gonna find somebody that's gonna like you for who you are. You know what I'm saying? See, now, I just read this on Facebook, and I'm a big boy. I'm 200 plus. I'm 200 plus. So it's cuffing season. It's getting a little chilly here in North Carolina. And they say it's big boy season. So I say it's big boy season all year round, but you know, that's what I seen on Facebook. Now, I'm just putting a little bit of this in there to give it a little flavor. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off, because it's pretty much, when you start saying it, wheel it down like that right there, excuse me, it's getting right. So I'm gonna just put a little seasoning in there now, stir it up a little bit. Now I'm about to put these shrimp on, because this right here is pretty much good to go. So I'm gonna put a little more seasoning on there. I ain't want it, like I said, I don't want it to be too salty. So I be just talking about random topics, you know, about relationships, dating, stuff like that. It's just what I like to do. It's good therapy for me. Now let's go and get ready for these old shrimp, y'all. I'm gonna put my old butter in there. But them beans are pretty much ready. And the pan should be good and hot. Everywhere, y'all. A little hot. I turn it down to low. You know, sometimes the eyes on the stove, they get hotter than what the thing says it is. It just stove sometimes be a little hotter than what you think it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some of this, put a little bit of seasoning in there. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and put my shrimp in there. I just kind of like to place my eyes in there. Kind of spread that butter around. It's kind of, sometimes these eyes don't always put out good even heat, especially electric stoves. Gas is better. I like to keep things clean as I go and wash my hands. Especially when you touch it, any kind of meat, stuff like that. I kind of like to keep my hands clean. I'm gonna hit a little bit of this salt on there. Just a little bit. Not too much, that's just me. Like I said, you can put whatever, Bay seasoning. I'm thinking about eBay, Lord. Or whatever you like to put on yours. Like I said, it's odd. Putting out the heat like I really wanted to. That's okay. I'm gonna cover mine to give that little steam. You don't have to cover it. A lot of people don't cover their shrimp, but I do. Just to keep that heat in there and make them cook faster. Kind of seal in that flavor a little bit. That's just what I do. Like I said, I like to clean up behind myself as I go. Kind of keep things organized a little bit. But I definitely like to get y'all feedback on what y'all think about the dating scene now, for those of that out there. And even those that you married, you still got to date. You still got to date your wife or your girlfriend that you've been with. You can smell that seasoning in green beans now. Now, you know, I'm a country boy. Now, normally I would have put a little bacon in there or something like that. But you can smell that seasoning. I'm gonna put a little more seasoning in there. You can smell it. You smell it, can't you? Can't even see that. I can smell it. You can smell that seasoning. Like I said, I don't like for it to just sit on top. I like for it to get in the water a little bit. I don't cut this down. I don't really cut that off. Just let the heat that's still coming out the eye cook that. I'm gonna throw a little more seasoning because I like my shrimp seasoned real good. Not too salty, but I like to have a good seasoning flavor to it. I just flip them over a little bit. Some people don't flip them over this early. I do, because I just kind of like to get in the butter and get that butter flavor in there. I might throw a little more butter on there. Definitely gonna throw a little more seasoning on it. And I'm gonna throw a little bit of garlic on there too. Garlic salt. I'm gonna throw a little bit of that garlic salt on there. I know y'all thought I forgot about that, but I didn't. I got some right here. We're just gonna sprinkle a little bit on there. Just a little bit. Get it mixed around that butter that's in there. Slowly mix it around. So they too. You don't want your stuff too salty. You don't want it when you bite in your shrimp. You don't want, you want to just have a good flavor when you taste it. So you don't want to put a whole lot of too much seasoning on it, especially this right here, because it's got a lot of salt content into it. So you don't want to put too much salt onto it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna plate this, but we're gonna come back when I plate it so you can see the end results. We'll be back shortly. Hey, welcome back everybody. I got it plated. Everything is good. So let me go and test it out. Camera, did you get a good zoom in on that plate right there? Oh yeah. Let me go and do a little bit of this in. Seasoned just right. You can taste the salt in the seasoning, but it's not overpowering. It's not too salty. And see, we leave the shell on so it can suck up that juice. This right here. I'm gonna leave my whole thing. Y'all forgive me now, but I'm old country boy. This right here is good, y'all. This is good. This is good in seasoning. It's not too strong, not too much salt on there. I like to get all the shrimp out of everything. You can see that how just pull it back. You can see that flavor. And I like mine to get a little brown or a little charcoal to it, a little bit. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of the skillet to it. Cook to a little bark to it a little bit, I guess you can say. If you can say that word. Pull it back. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'll see y'all next time, y'all.